गाना है नहीं, आई वोंट स्टार्ट विद सॉन्ग टुडे बिकॉज इट्स अ स्पेशल लाइव, यू नो यार। सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है सोशल मीडिया पे एवरीबॉडी इज रनिंग अबाउट कि क्या कंटेंट डाले, है ना। लेकिन उसके बारे में कोई बात नहीं करता है कि इस कंटेंट को प्रेजेंट कैसे करें, कैसे लोग हमें सीरियसली ले, कैसे लोग हमें समझे यार ये तो एक्सपर्ट है इस फील्ड की, कैसे हम लोगों को एज अ लीडर दिखे, एज एन एक्सपर्ट दिखे। आई नो इट्स अ गेम, इट्स अ लॉन्ग टर्म गेम, राइट। लेकिन अगर आप अपने कॉन्फिडेंस, अपने यू डोंट हैव टू लुक परफेक्ट, you have to look you in the best version, okay? And if you talk about me, seriously, in the my childhood I used to be very shy and introvert. मैं किसी से कोई बात नहीं करती थी. Cut forward to today, I'm a complete extrovert and approachable, right? Because I changed. I actually did not change. I actually accepted who I am, first of all. Number two, I work that if I want to work in any industry, I have to speak up. I have to show up. Otherwise, मैं जहाँ थी वहीं रह जाऊंगी. Getting it? So it is really, really important to level up yourself on whatever level you are. Like even if you are अ पर्सन जो कम बोलता है, उसमें भी आप बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. वेल, थैंक यू सो मच पीपल हु आर ज्वाइनिंग. प्रेरणा, अंकित, रेनू, पारेख, थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. तो आज मैंने सोचा इट्स सैटरडे, राइट. सैटरडे इज ऑल अबाउट लाइक थोड़ा चिलिंग है, वीकेंड वाइब है. हेलो देवो मित्रा, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. एंड व्हाई नॉट इफ यू टॉक अबाउट, हेलो निशा, व्हाई नॉट इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द कॉन्फिडेंस अप गेम. अपना कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे बूस्ट करें. नाउ दैट पीपल आर ज्वाइनिंग, वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर योर थॉट्स कि हाउ कैन वी लेवल अप ऑन आवर कॉन्फिडेंस गेम. मतलब तेज बोलना कॉन्फिडेंस होता है, या अच्छे कपड़े पहनना कॉन्फिडेंस होता है, या मेकअप करना कॉन्फिडेंस होता है, या अपने हमारा जो नॉलेज है, हमारा जो स्किल है वो प्रेजेंट करना कॉन्फिडेंस होता है. सो एनी वन ऑफ यू इफ यू लाइक टू शेयर इन द चैट, बिकॉज इट इज ऑलवेज अमेजिंग टू कम्युनिकेट, राइट. हम बात नहीं करेंगे तो हम आगे कैसे बढ़ेंगे, है ना. इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो लेट मी टेल यू, मतलब आप मुझे बता सकते हो कि व्हाट मेक यू कॉन्फिडेंट. Even if you are like 1%, 2%, okay, you can tell me in the comment. Content gives me confidence. That is absolutely true. अगर आपको अपने सब्जेक्ट मैटर के बारे में पता है, जैसे हमने पहले भी अपने लाइव में बात किया था, you feel confident to talk about, right? Because आपको पता है कि आप क्या बोल रहे हो. नाउ कैसे बोल रहे हो ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो इसी के लिए हमारे पास okay, confidence comes from inside ourselves. Yes, but sometimes we have to show that out. Honesty, yes, honest हम रहते हैं तो वो भी हमको कॉन्फिडेंट दिखाता है. तो उसी के लिए आज हमारे पास एक स्पेशल गेस्ट है जो कि एक इमेज कोच एंड कंसल्टेंट है. एंड शी विल हेल्प अस इन मे बी लिटिल बिट ऑफ लेवलिंग अप ऑफ confidence, because she is promoting that on her page. And when I approached her, she was too happy to talk about this topic. So let me see if she's here. If she can send me a request, I'll be very happy. When we have strong testimony, we can get more confidence. Yes, that is absolutely true. Testimony भी हमारा confidence boost करता है. कभी कभी लोग बोलते हैं जब मेरा सेल हो जाता है, लीड कन्वर्ट हो जाता है, तब मैं बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट फील करता हूँ कि वाओ, आई एम मोनेटाइजिंग. हेलो वैभव, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. सो पीपल आउट हियर, टुडे वी विल बी टॉकिंग ऑन अ major thing which is undersaid, which is people are not talking much about it, is the confidence. उसको कैसे लेवल अप करें. कई बार ऐसा भी होता है हमारे पास लीड्स बहुत सारे आ जाते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग हमारे काम के बारे में पूछने आ जाते हैं, लेकिन हम समझा नहीं पाते हैं. Everything matters. Your look, the way you sit, the way you present, the way you start the conversation, everything. Knowledge is power with good presentation skills. Yeah, that is absolutely true. मतलब आपका knowledge तो है ही important, but it is more than that, right? And that is why we have a special guest today. Let me see if she can join me. I would be really okay. Let me just share her the आप लोग कहाँ से हैं, that I will be really happy to know. Oh, she's here. Okay.
Can you
Okay,
see
I
me?
can't. No, the camera is totally blank. Okay. Meanwhile, people are
Now
joining
can you see
here.
me?
Hello. Hello, how are you?
Very
Oh
well, thank
wow.
you.
We are twinning today. Can you just see
Oh
exact
yeah.
shade of pink color? I don't know इसको कौन सा pink बोलते हैं by the way, fuchsia या क्या बोलते हैं इसको?
No, it's in between. It's not exactly fuchsia. Fuchsia, though, it's like in the face, but this is one of those beautiful pinks. But then it's in between. It's not the brighter version of it, neither the duller version of it.
राइट तो पीपल हु आर जॉइनिंग हियर उनको थोड़ा बहुत जिस्ट मिल गया है कि हमारे सामने है अनन्या शेट्टी हु इज फ्रॉम साउथ इंडिया एंड व्हाट आई हैव सीन फ्रॉम हर प्रोफाइल इज शी इज इनटू इमेज coaching and consulting, but I would like to give this space to her to introduce herself regarding the image thing and confidence thing, and then we'll start with Q&A. And people who are here, they are so excited to learn that how can we level up our confidence. So please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Firstly, to everybody who's joined, thank you so much for taking out time to do this. So, my name is Ananya Shetty, like she's just told, and I am a certified image consultant and a coach. So, what actually an image consultant does is they'll help you enhance your inner strength through your outer appearance, be it clothing and behavior, in a way that suits your roles and goals. Yeah, it is not just for, people feel it is very, very superficial. It is only for celebrities or people who like glamour and fashion. No, because whatever you wear, whether you like it or not, it gives out a message to the world. So the least that we can do is make use of it. Yeah, understand where am I right now, where do I want to go, and to bridge the gap, what are the kind of messages I need to give out. Because whether people are more than happy to deny, I am never judgmental, but everybody judge the book by its cover, even when they
Yes, it
don't
does.
accept.
It does. It does. We
Always.
cannot deny. We cannot. Of all the people who say that I don't judge, are the people who
They
judge first.
the most.
The most.
They do the most. So first impression counts.
Yes,
Because
it does.
yeah, to give a tiny little gist, the first impression happens me, you, everybody in 7 seconds. So it's in your control. Are you screwing up your first impression with that person, or are you creating that long lasting space? Because you never know what is the kind of association that can happen with that person 5 years, 10 years down the line, if not today. So it's very, very important you are on your toes and just ready. And this might sound like a lot of work, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes your second nature. It's very, very, it's as good as, cooking and driving and swimming. It's another skill.
So now that you have made me little nervous, I really want to ask you what was my first impression on you when I approached you.
Absolutely confident because you were upfront. Yeah. And also, there are different levels of looking at first impression. The we did not get on a video call for me to visually
Yes.
look at your clothing. So it was through, and even if somebody is just typing, there's a lot of tone and intonation that the
Yes.
person can catch through what he or she is written. So that goes with mail and everything. So absolutely confident is something I want to give you a thorough heads up on that.
Thank you so much. So I think even written words can show your impression and your, overall behavior, everything. Okay, so of course we're gonna talk more on it because she's the expert, and I'm gonna give this space to her today. So now that you have seen me on social media, so majorly we'll fix the question around social media because
So,
people who are watching, they've been doing, their hard work to be visible on social media and get business out of it. Okay, so
yes.
people out here, if you have any question, do drop in the comment section or in the question sticker below. Meanwhile, I have some questions said by the audience who sent me. Number one question: we don't know how to speak to strangers. That's the
Okay.
biggest question. We don't know how to start that conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
So, it's not like you don't know how to speak, but then there is some kind of inhibition that kind of stops you because, again, it boils down to where you stand in terms of confidence. So it will straight go up to, your inner image, how you feel. If you don't feel confident in your own skin, all these things kind of, step back, and there is not, maybe it's not the right time, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe the person is dressed better than me, you are suddenly feeling a little inferior, all of that comes up. But first things first, I think just go there, because and just start the conversation, because that's how networking happens. Be a little prepared based on the context is a big thumb rule, because hi what maximum what happens is just an acquaintance.
Right.
So be ready with some small talks. Yeah, the rule
Right.
with small talk is don't talk anything offensive. When I say offensive, uh, be it politics or anything that can deviate people in a way that they
Just
can take part
just
in.
like just like we started in this, like, wow, our dress is matching. Wow, the color is same. This is
Right.
how we start, right?
Anything,
Your dress looks amazing.
right. So in any common topic, common topics like food, weather, how long did it take for you to travel, how is the work going, and whatever is trending right now, which is absolutely not controversial, of course.
Yeah.
These are the things you can start with. And one thing
let's
that
not let's not talk about Ranveer Singh's new pictures.
absolute pictures, yeah, please. At least not the first
like
time when you're
like
meeting
what
somebody.
what are we going to talk about? He's not wearing anything.
Imagine how awkward it might, because you really do not know the other person and the person's boundary. So we need to be
Right.
extremely careful when you're putting that first foot forward. And
Right.
also because you are making that initiative, it's a lot on you, the kind of impression you're giving out.
No,
Yeah.
it's actually, आपने जो बोला ना, be comfortable in the skin. He actually is comfortable in his skin now.
Yes, I understand. But is the person in front of you comfortable talking? It is a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the question.
Yeah, but then one thing I always like, it's a flag bearer that dress for the occasion. जो भी है आपका current
Yes.
occasion, dress for the occasion. You don't have to underdress and overdress, but just be there. Yeah, you can play safe, of course, like going neutrals and all of that, but be there. And then one of the major things, it's like sometimes people say she sounded all nice, but I didn't get the vibe or whatever. So normally
Yeah.
what happens is you are saying something and probably you're not meaning it, and whatever
Yes.
you're not meaning, your body language is
Is
communicating.
not. हाँ, body language से
हाँ,
connect नहीं कर रहा है.
हाँ, because you're
Right.
feeling something, you're saying something else. So it's very important you also mean what you say, because your body either वो होना चाहिए authenticity, nahi to you need to learn basics of body language so that you don't put the other person off. Yeah, apart
अच्छा, ये
from that,
कॉन्फिडेंस सीखा जा सकता है क्या? कैन वी लर्न टू बी कॉन्फिडेंट?
absolutely, it's not like somebody is born with confidence. It's an acquired skill over a period of time, and it is a journey somebody takes. But there are few things that will help you push your confidence much faster than anything does, which primarily is clothing. Because क्या होता है visually, जो भी दिखता है हमको, people judge based on that. So when you look at somebody, what is that visual things that communicate? One, your clothing, your grooming, then your body language, then आप क्या, it's not what do you say, it's how you say it.
हाँ,
Your
ये
pitch,
से.
tone, intonation, all of that. Then your etiquette and your mannerism and your behavior. उसके बाद आप जो बात करते हैं, that becomes
वो आता है.
हाँ,
बट
वैसे
इन
only
दिस
sudden,
एरा इन दिस
yeah,
एरा एवरीबडी इज डूइंग द ऑपोजिट, कि पहले
opposites.
मेरी बात सुन लो, लिसन टू मी एंड देन आई
Yeah.
शो यू व्हाट आई एम. तब तक तो अपॉर्चुनिटी इज लॉस्ट.
Lost. I'm so
इट
happy
इज
you
लॉस्ट.
you picked that up, because people think that's how we are brought up also. No, when we're in school and
या.
college, they say if you're
या.
good with communication, you're sorted for life. It's the other way around. Imagine you screw up your first impression, people don't even want to listen to uske baad how
यस.
good are at your craft. The doors is closed if you screw up the first impression. So
राइट.
it's very important you work on your visual appearance. And I don't look at it very casually like a visual appearance. It's branding. Because end of the
राइट.
day, आप business करते हो या आप housewife हो, या even if you're working somewhere, you are a brand, walking, talking brand, and this is the face of your brand.
दिस
Meaning,
इज द फेस ऑफ योर ब्रांड.
yeah. So you need to walk that talk, and show that your
Walk
personality
the
is
talk. I
transcendent.
love this word.
Absolutely,
Walk the talk.
right,
your
right.
your walking should do the talking.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also,
I loved it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, please.
and that's one of the things that I kind of take very personally for me. Your whatever you do professionally, your
Hmm.
appearance and your personality should communicate. आपको देख के
Yes.
ना at least little idea they should get. So are you doing
Right.
that job is a question I want everybody here to think. So does my appearance and behavior transcend what I am doing? Yeah, am I communicating the right things? Yeah.
So let's do a challenge with everyone since people are listening to us. And so how much would you like to rate yourself in terms of appearance and communication? You can judge yourself from 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the highest. Oh, I'm the best. मेरे से best तो कोई है ही नहीं. Okay, so meanwhile you answer, I'll jump to next question because answer takes 10-15 seconds to come on the screen.
Going.
Okay, so I'm waiting for each and everyone's answer 1 to 10. Okay, and no problem, we are not judging you. We may help you somehow to grow better. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let's go to other question. How to create an impact through your presence in your audience mind? That is
You
a
know,
very important question.
yeah. Which is why I said, you need to be focusing on becoming a brand yourself. Now I'm sure everybody understands social media. So how much Neha, you there? Yeah.
Yes, yes,
You're
yes,
able
I'm
to come in?
audible. Yes,
Acha. So
yes,
yeah, coming back to impact, I want to touch upon a little in terms of social media. You know how much thought process, how we even go ahead and hire people to,
yes,
matching hona chahiye, font has to look like this, grid has to look like this, so
yes.
beautiful. Why? Because that becomes your personal brand. People start
Personal
looking at
brand.
you and people start approaching you. People think if I should go to that person or not.
Right.
Imagine how much work you should be doing on yourself for you to put yourself in the place of authority for you to make people believe in you and buy whatever you have to say and to even
Hmm.
basically connect with you. So it's to I think I think we good place to start is to have clarity on who you are as a
Clarity.
person, what you are going to do, and basically starting with working on your inner image. Kyunki, I'll tell you. So how you feel, it starts with how you feel about yourself,
Yeah.
strictly transcends to how you look at life in general, how people perceive
Yes.
you, the kind of relationships you have, yeah, the kind of opportunities eventually opens up, and also how you react to life in general. But that is
Yes.
exactly why uh, few people deal with the failures much better than other people
जैसे
because they have
जैसे
a
अभी मैं
very strong.
जैसे मैं स्क्रीन से गायब हो गई तो आप फिर भी काम थे. ओके ओके, आ रही है कुछ इंटरनेट में हुआ होगा.
Yeah,
One
so
kind
that's
of
very normal.
reaction.
Yeah, that's very
Yes.
normal, na?
Right,
So
right, right.
I think starting with clarity कि मुझे करना क्या है? How do I want to portray myself as? So when people look at me, what is the kind of message and the vibe they want to give? एक तो होना चाहिए. उसके बाद you need to have a basic knowledge of if I behave this way, this is what is being communicated. If I wear a certain cloth, this is what is being communicated. Once you get that, it's very impossible not to have an impact on the other person. Yeah, people
Yes.
connect with you very, very personally. One, secondly, they'll not forget you. Yeah,
You did
it's
not
like
forget you.
always in the back of the mind because you've created an impact. It's very
Hmm.
impossible for them. You keep coming back and forth into their minds all the time.
Right. So Poonam has replied she rates herself as 7. So I think 7 is
How
pretty
lovely.
good, right? That is really
Absolutely.
amazing. There's always a scope to learn more. Okay,
For
that's amazing.
anybody for that matter. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I have a question. So many people I have seen on social media, they want to look authoritative. Okay. But at the same time, they also want to be non-approachable.
They don't want to be approachable, is it?
Yeah. So how do they do business with people? I would really need to understand it. Like they want to like, yeah, I'm a super leader, I'm a authoritative person, don't approach me much. If you have money, just come. That sort of thing, like only cut to cut. How do you explain that scene?
I
Like, did you get my question?
I want to get some clarity. So you think it's a good thing?
I don't think it's a good thing because
Yeah,
at the end, you have to live with people only and not with
yeah,
money. People,
absolutely.
money may come and go. At the end, when you become older, you'll only be able to remember people and not money. This is what
Right.
I think. What is your perception?
Absolutely. Because like you said, we are dealing with people, like real human beings. I
Yes.
think the personal connect comes first, then comes the trust, and then comes the inquiry, and if they need, and then comes the business. Yeah, and once you get that right, it's a domino effect. It only multiplies. For that to happen,
Domino.
it's very
I love
important.
the domino effect.
Yeah. So it's very important to connect with them in the first place. putting yourself in the place of authority and saying that you're the best in the nation, thumbs up to it. It's very, very important.
Amazing.
At the same time, you need to be approachable also. You need to make your audience more comfortable to reach you at any point of time. I understand we cannot be available every time replying to people, probably each to
Yeah.
their own. But where, as in when you can, they should at least, if you can't keep yourself open,
Like you can
especially.
go live, right? You can go live, you can reply to each and everyone. That's the best way to seem approachable.
Right,
That's what I
right,
feel.
right. And clothes also do a certain job. For example, a proper tuxedo or a three-piece suit, dark colored, they put yourself in a place of authority, but probably not approachable because you can
Yeah.
intimidate people. They're like, "Acha,
Yes.
this person might be too good, but not
It's
my
so good.
not my type, too much for me to take." So you need to tone down a little here and there in terms of
Right.
colors, in terms of lowering the fabric and all of that. But it is possible. But I genuinely think to anybody who looks up, telling, I want to be not so non-approachable, so far away from people. I don't
Hmm.
think at least at this point of time, I don't think that is going to run for a long time. It's not sustainable for sure.
It's not sustainable. Yes, that's what I was just saying, and I felt like, what people are promoting. I'm so okay. Hassan says hello, hello to Hassan. Okay, amazing questions, people. Please drop in your question. I would really, really love to pass into Ananya. Okay, great. So let's go to other question. How to improve your body language? Like I have to sit like this, पीछे करके क्या क्या thoughts क्या आते हैं body language को ठीक करने के लिए?
एक तो we are not trained to focus on the body language. So, like I said,
Yes.
people read it whether you like it or not. So, it's
Hmm.
a nice thing that people have this concept कि अच्छा body language है. I need to work on it. Is a good place to begin with. So, for beginners, for any progress for that matter, good place to start is being aware कि
Hmm.
ये मैं गलत कर. So I think first step is to know a few things, understanding a few things. If I stand like this, for example, if I hold my hands and sit, it means I'm blocking some sort of communication. तो
Yeah.
आपको जो कहना है कहो. I'm not buying this. If somebody
हाँ
is using a lot of hands
हाँ
and fingers around your face, probably one person is not confident. Secondly, the person is probably lying and not listening
right
to you. Yeah. And
right
also, if you want to see somebody understand ki na, the person is actually listening or simply giving that poker face look. So what happens if the person is watching this part of your face and talking to you?
हाँ
Probably the person is listening to you. Otherwise, no.
listening.
And then basic things तो समझ ही आएगा ना, if the person is giving the eye
मतलब
contact.
एक्चुअली आप बोल रहे हो कि माइंडफुल रहो. बी
Mind
माइंडफुल.
Yeah, be mindful and be observant also. There are two
Yes.
advantages in understanding body language. Ek, you can never go wrong. You know what to portray. Secondly, you can catch people's behavior and tell, ki,
Yes.
does the person actually mean what he or she is saying? Yeah. And basics like, for example, somebody, you are generally nervous. I understand you're
Hmm.
nervous, but you don't
Yeah.
have to make the other person know that you're nervous. So stop fidgeting or, tapping or, just
पैर
making a
पैर
random
ऐसे
noise.
ऐसे शेक करना
हाँ,
पैर.
या ऐसे करना. तो ये सब अपने ही तो somebody, always playing with your hair. It'll be so
हाँ.
distracting. It's like
पर ये तो
when
एक्टर्स को भी मैंने देखा है. करीना कपूर का आई वाज वाचिंग टू यस्टरडे दैट कॉफी विद कारण. तो बाले के साथ खेली जा रही खेली जा रही खेली. बट शी सो
एक बाल है
कॉन्फिडेंट.
उनका. Yeah.
हाँ.
And also, secondly, is she has the habit of,
हम्म.
then there are habitual things also.
राइट
It's
राइट.
not like you're nervous because you do it. They are
हाँ
habitual, which is why you need to be more careful because people don't look at it as a habitual hai. They
हाँ हाँ.
associate immediately to any emotion and they judge you there and then.
मतलब आपका कहने का मतलब है किसी को बॉडी लैंग्वेज खुद का नहीं आता होगा लेकिन दूसरे का जज करना आता है.
हाँ,
राइट.
एंड सबकॉन्शियसली हो ही जाता है. शायद यू
हो
डू नॉट
जाता है.
नो दैट यू आर जजिंग देम बेस्ड ऑन बॉडी लैंग्वेज, बट योर माइंड इज डूइंग दैट वेरी वेरी
हाँ
स्ट्रांगली.
मतलब कैसे अगर आप एकदम स्ट्रेट खड़े होते हो तो आपको लोग सीरियस भी लेते हैं. आपको थोड़ा लगता है हाँ ये थोड़ा मेच्योर है थोड़ा नॉलेजेबल है. पर अभी ऐसे करके बैठे रहोगे. हाँ बोल
हाँ,
यार सुन रही
राइट.
हूँ मैं. अगेन तुरंत मतलब आपको बताना नहीं पड़ेगा कि इंटरेस्टेड है कि नॉन इंटरेस्टेड है.
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली. इफ दे आर
राइट.
स्पीकर्स, पब्लिक स्पीकर्स जो होते हैं, उनका
हाँ.
एनर्जी इज मोस्टली बेस्ड ऑन ऑडियंसेस एनर्जी. So if
यस
everybody,
यस.
how do they know? So everybody is listening and attentive because or they are leaning forward. So they know ki acha, then they also want to give a lot. If somebody is sulking, or laid back or
नहीं
just
नहीं,
doing this,
आजकल तो वो लोग बीच बीच में कुछ एक्टिविटी करवा देते हैं जानबूझ के कि चलो एनर्जी आए, कुछ एक्टिविटी हो जाए.
right. So what happens when you're shaking your body, you're jumping, you kind of loosen up and then you're more
Yeah,
attentive. So they call it energizers. Basically, trainers usko
right,
energizers
right.
bolte hain. So, but yeah, you need to be extremely mindful of as good as first impression. Body language is extremely important.
It's a wow, that is really important, and not everybody is taking care of it, and then they say यार हमें बिजनेस क्यों नहीं आ रहा, लोग हमको
Exactly.
सीरियस क्यों नहीं ले रहे. तो मैं उनको बोलना चाहती हूँ सर आप कितना ही पैसा लगा लो, अपने ऊपर नहीं लगा रहे हो तो कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता. नहीं है
Absolutely,
तो सीखो,
absolutely.
देखो, ऑब्जर्व करो अच्छे अच्छे लोगों को. जैसे व्हाट आई डू इफ आई वांट टू लाइक work on my mental health or work on some motivation, I listen to TEDx. That
Right.
really helps in some better transformations कि कैसे लोग उठ के आए. या if you want to see about the तो speakers को सुनो. So you have to be observant. कोई भी चीज एक दिन में it's not gonna happen. That's what I feel,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
It's really
Correct.
important to practice. Plus we need to follow Ananya to learn more about it. That is
Anytime,
really
anytime.
important.
Doors for Mirosum is always open for anybody for that matter. I like the idea that you said, TEDx or, few people do
Yeah.
journaling or,
Yes.
affirmation, all of that. So these are external. I'm not telling they don't work. Of course, they'll give you that much needed pump and a push, but they're not permanent because they're very,
Hmm.
very external. So
Yes.
आपको permanent solution के लिए आपको थोड़ा you have to deep dive inside in
In
terms of
yourself.
working on your inner image. तो क्या होता
Hmm.
है for me, for you, for everybody who's joined, most of the problems, most of the things that we don't like about ourselves has come from the age of 2 to 7. So
हाँ.
उस time पे what whoever has told you something, the people around you, how they've behaved
तू
and
अच्छे
made
से
you feel,
खाता नहीं है, तू अच्छे से
हाँ,
बैठता नहीं है, लिखता नहीं है, लेट जाता है, फेंकता रहता है सामान, बस वो
correct,
सेट
you're
हो गया
always
दिमाग
late,
में.
you're never on time. ये सब होता है ना? So that kind of makes the person who they are today. And which is why, if you go to psychologist, I have a friend, so she says most of the problems that I kind of detect, जो भी है relationship problem, जो भी है problem, business, money, it always goes back to your childhood traumas. So when
राइट.
they go back वहां पे चला जाता है, which is why it's very important you work on your inner image. तो अगर it gives a
तो
nice
मतलब
solid foundation.
आप कह रहे हो कि 2 से 7 के बीच में जो बोला गया था भूल जाओ,
नहीं नहीं
आज में आ जाओ.
नहीं, it's impossible
टू
for
फॉरगेट.
forget. It
हाँ.
stays with you whether you like it or not. तो वहां पे
राइट.
root cause के लिए जाना पड़ता है, which is why it's very important you work on your inner image on
राइट.
priority.
राइट. तो मतलब you have to set your goal in such a way that these things doesn't matter much, and of course you have to go ahead, right?
Matter much isn't.
मतलब don't focus that much, don't just stay there, move on and get on
No,
to learn
see,
something
see,
new.
it's easier said than done. Moving on तो
हाँ.
होता नहीं है. If it's impacted
हम्म.
you so much deep down, नहीं होता है. मैं ये बोल रही हूँ, just because you're adult and मुझे you keep saying मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मुझे मैं फर्क, that is not going to help. You really have to go down. And I'm not telling you have to go to a psychologist for it. There are so many
हम्म.
techniques that is going to help you work on your inner image. An image coach or anybody for that matter, in terms of life coaching will help you. So it's important you work on that.
Yes.
Because आपको you need to be happy with who you are. उसके
हाँ.
बाद जो भी आप करोगे ना externally, it is going to give you that real push that you have been wanting for a while.
राइट राइट राइट. इट्स लाइक पूरा जमाने भर का आपको अपने आप में ही सब कुछ मिलने वाला है अंदर ही. That is thing. Okay, amazing. So people out here, if you have any question regarding how to level up your confidence, Ananya is with us, and you will get your answers. Okay, let's go to other question. Habits that help you become better. What all should we do to level up this on a daily basis?
Okay, I'll give you a few tips that has actually helped me in person. So if there is a presentation or you want to show up, or if it's just a client call, and you are
Right.
very nervous for whatever reason, one of the things that you can do is you can do power pose. You understand power pose? I'm so sorry.
If
Sorry.
you could show us, that would be
Huh,
really awesome. The camera actually helps
like
you कि
this.
आप feel.
You
Okay,
hold on
okay,
like
right,
this. हाँ. So
right.
वो हल्क वाला सुपरमैन वाला
हाँ
पोस्टर
हाँ
होता है
हाँ.
ना, तो actually
Right.
makes you feel there's a sign. kind of energy that kind of flows, because you put
it
your
flows.
back and spine straight, you look straight, head up, chin up, and then you give that pose and you look at yourself in the eyes and keep telling whatever. Probably deep down you don't feel that, you're shit scared.
Right.
But say,
Right.
you're going to be great, you're going to kill it. Keep saying it, and then get down to do it. You will definitely
Right.
feel multiple folds better than you were a few
Right.
minutes earlier. That's one of the
True.
things. And if you're getting into live or even reels shoot karna hai, to begin before confidence becomes your second nature, one of the things that you can do is stand up and shoot instead of sitting down and shooting. So kya hota hai, when you sit down, your body is slouching, or the
Right. Right.
nervousness is being transcended more easily. Even if it's
Right.
electronic gadget, people get it. तो आप अगर
Yes.
खड़े रहते हो तो बॉडी लैंग्वेज ऑटोमेटिकली स्ट्रेट होता है, तो you're more eased
Confident.
out. Yeah.
Yes.
And then one of the things I really want to tell, it's nothing new, not something people don't know, but you really need to smile. You don't say मेरा मुंह ही ऐसा है, this is my face.
मेरा मुंह ही
I
ऐसा
have a
है.
few people who say मेरा मुंह ही ऐसा है, it's like this. I have a sad face. Doesn't matter, smile, because
I would like to interrupt once. We have a lovely comment saying pink power. So yeah, we are like Powerpuff Girls today. Thank you so much. Yeah, please go ahead.
yeah.
क्योंकि मेरा मुंह ही ऐसा है. Yeah.
Yeah, मेरा मुंह ही ऐसा है. So,
Uh,
it you really need to, so that's what people say, fake it till you make it. So until it becomes a second nature, keep doing it multiple. It doesn't matter. You might fail a couple of times, but it's really important. Imagine how often have you gone back to the person, you looked at the person, and the person has not said back to you.
hmm.
Probably you have blocked the person at least in your mind, I don't
Right.
want to, not my type, I don't want to get along with this person,
Right.
whatever. So
Yeah.
you need to give that smile, look into the eyes when you're talking to people. Very important. Even on social media, I've seen people बात यहाँ करते हैं, but probably they're
हाँ.
thinking something. It's not like they don't want to see, but उधर देखते हैं because mind is processing something. They're thinking. So उसका सब awareness आप रखो कि these are the mistakes that I'm doing. I need to, yeah. Some people have the habit of scratching, like their
Yeah.
head, or playing. So what
Head.
happens? There is nothing wrong with playing with your hair, but it's like you are diverting the attention of the listener
Yes.
from what you're saying to your head and other
To
things.
your head. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
तो आई
So
थिंक आज के जो लाइव में लोग आए हैं वो हम दोनों का चेहरा नहीं भूलने वाले, क्योंकि हम लोग कॉन्स्टेंटली एक स्माइल लेके बैठे हुए हैं, और मुझे नहीं लगता कि आप लोग भूलने वाले हो. कभी ना कभी हम आपको याद जरूर आएंगे.
I really hope so. Yeah.
Wow. That is really amazing. So these are the small habits like power pose, like stand and create your content. And what was another one? Smile. Wow, that is
Smile.
really
Very
amazing.
important. Very, very important. We think, fake करने से अच्छा है ना मैं ना ही करूँ. People
हाँ.
really only associate.
Yes.
People open up to you only if you smile. That's the first baby step you have to take, whether you like it or not.
Like उनको ना कंफर्ट में लाना जरूरी है. वो कैसे
Exactly.
आएंगे?
Exactly.
एक तो होता है कि स्माइल, दूसरा हो गया कि कुछ कॉमनैलिटी ढूंढ लो एक दूसरे में. अच्छा,
Right.
सेम कपड़े पहने, अच्छा हम लोग पावर ऑफ गर्ल्स है, like that.
So, those are all small talks. तो आप अपना small talks में थोड़ा काम करो. You struggle.
अभी द गर्ल हु सेड पिंक पावर, मैं इनके साथ मैं लाइव गई थी 2 साल पहले, और उस दिन
अच्छा.
हम लोग भी गलती से दोनों जन ब्लैक पहन लिए थे. तो आज
अच्छा.
जो उन्होंने पिंक पावर बोला ना, तो मुझे उनकी याद आ गई, जस्ट बिकॉज शी मेंशन,
Right.
उन्होंने कुछ बात कनेक्ट कर दिया, तो आज तक याद है. इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक 2 to 3 years नाउ.
Right.
इमेजिन. वाओ, मेरे को आज आपसे बात करके बहुत सारे नॉस्टैल्जिया मोमेंट्स याद आ रहे हैं.
You see, we think clothes doesn't matter, but आपको 2 साल के पहले का लाइव का ड्रेस भी पता चल गया.
बहुत याद है वही.
हाँ, also there is one thing about, हम बहुत सारी चीज शायद भूल जाएंगे about people, but never the first ones. The first
Yeah.
time when I saw you, you wore this. This is what you said. Your boss or anybody. And sometimes you sit down with your friends and say, the first time I saw you, I thought you're a nerd. You have a lot of
हाँ, ऐसे
You-
लोग बोलते हैं, बहुत लोग बोलते हैं यार तेरे को देख के लगा तेरे में बहुत एटीट्यूड है, बट बाद में लगा तो बहुत ही फ्रेंडली है यार.
Exactly. So imagine the person, how much damage the person's first impression is doing to herself. है ना? So which is why it's
और
very
कुछ लोग ऐसे भी बोलते हैं, कुछ लोग ऐसे ही बोलते हैं यार तेरे से तो बात करके मुझे लगा कि मुझे बहुत डर लगेगा, पर बाद में लगा तू बहुत अच्छी है. ऐसा मेरे पास बहुत सारे लोग बोलते थे पहले.
करेक्ट. हमको लगता है ये ठीक है, कोई नहीं, it's okay. That's how people.
हाँ
No, probably on a personal level, be it's not a good idea. But then,
हाँ.
personally, you can still get away with it. But professionally, no. People buy,
That
and you know,
means I want to connect here कि smile is making you approachable, right?
absolutely any day, any day. You're
Right.
allowing people to, get into your zone and wanting to know. At least
Wanting
you're
to know.
allowing them to wanting to know.
Right. Wow, I'm getting a lot of nostalgia moments. मैं बोलने लग जाऊंगी तो फिर खत्म हो जाएगा लाइफ. Okay, okay, no problem. But thank you so much. I'm really enjoying. I would like to just put up the last question before
So,
we move ahead. I don't know, future में कभी ना कभी और कोई collaboration होगा, जरूर होगा, because I am loving this life and also ask your feedback on this. Okay, how to not feel insecure on camera. This is like the worst people are facing. Especially everyone is promoting live, reel, videos. How can we work on that? How to not feel insecure?
not feel insecure again boils down to how you feel about yourself. तो
Right.
आपको ना खुद के ऊपर थोड़ा काम करना पड़ेगा through
Hmm.
whatever means. Be it looking at your earlier journey and working on your inner image. I understand that I might be repeating inner image a lot,
Yes.
and it might sound boring to a couple of people here, but that's how powerful it is. If your inner
Yes.
image is sorted, you're sorted for life in every area of your life. So you need to
Wow.
go back to that, and see, because when life is good, everything is donkey dory. Yeah.
Everything seems, हाँ, सब कुछ
हाँ,
अच्छा जा रहा
the
है.
moment the moment एक चीज आपके प्लान के हिसाब से नहीं जाएगा, sometimes people hit the rock bottom and they're like, ये तो मेरे साथ हमेशा होता है. I'm back to square one
हाँ.
again. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. I'm in business for 3 years. I'm still moving nowhere. तो वो that happens because your inner image is very weak and you need to work on who you are as a person, and then later it kind of transcends. So what
मतलब
really
आप कह रहे हो कि अगर inner image पे if we are not working, that means we are living superficial. Just on the surface level, it's whatever, however we are just running our life, we're just working on that. And then you said that if something wrong happened, doesn't happen according to our, what we thought, then we think, okay, it's the weekend part was inside
yeah,
us.
then reality hits in. So most
Yes.
people, whenever we have to buy a course or a program, or you want to approach somebody for a consultation, people always approach when there is a real problem and they are deep into
Then,
it and they don't know what to do. हाँ, हम
yes.
तब तक वेट करेंगे. Until we reach
Right.
that stage, we will wait. We will not take a preventive measure. This is very important in today's day and age, and I need to work
Right.
on it. No, nobody looks at it that way. Which is why insecurities aate kahan se when you do not have self love, when you constantly compare yourself to others, when you feel I'm not good enough. So all of this boils down to how you feel about yourself, and unfortunately आप शायद बोलेंगे नहीं loud and clear, but people get this message from you. Which is why,
Yes.
if you sometimes talk to your friends and they say, did you catch up with that person? They'll say, no, शायद you've not spoken to the person, you're only watching her stories. बहुत negative हो रहा है अभी. I don't want to talk to that person for some time
Hmm.
because I don't want to. I've heard this. I'm not making this up. Just 2 weeks back, and which is why it's very, very important you be mindful of where you stand right now and work on your
Yes.
basics. Yeah, because it is
Right.
going to take you a very बहुत दूर लेके
Far.
जाएगा आपको.
Far,
Yeah,
far.
very,
Hmm.
very far. Yeah.
Wow. That is really amazing. By the way, how are you feeling now?
Very,
It's
very
really
nice.
important to.
Can
It's
I just
really
add
important to.
something? Can I just
Yeah,
add
yeah,
something
sure,
to the
sure,
insecurity?
sure.
So, I think also the first step is for you to accept. कुछ लोग होते हैं insecure, but मन में बोलते हैं कि नहीं नहीं, I'm sorted. So for
हाँ.
you to stand up and tell to yourself that this is what I'm facing right now. I am insecure. I am comparing, and it is hampering me. Is a good place to be because there is some kind of self-awareness. And if
Hmm.
there is awareness, you are half the battle won because you know where you stand right now. All you need to is figure the gaps and bridge the gap. So
Right.
I think anybody who feels that I am insecure, I think instead of feeling bad about it, you need to pat yourself up because you've done a good job in doing. It's a first step to any kind of
Right.
progress.
Some people
And
also feel insecure कि, I've been working for for such a long time but not getting the results. How do you set that mind for that matter?
I think gratitude is a huge answer for this. We
Hmm.
stop looking at, I understand probably from last 1 year you have not made a major progress,
Hmm.
but you
Hmm.
can't really look at that. You need to look at how far you have come. जब
Right.
शुरू किए कहाँ थे आप? You were a nobody. And
तभी
then
तभी 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 हाथ शेक करता था कैमरा के सामने
exactly.
जाने में.
Exactly. For example, me, I told myself that I am not a social media person. मेरे पास एक Facebook account था because my friend had opened it for me. That
Right.
often, and from there to come this far, it has been quite a journey, and it's for everybody, not just for me. We fail to recognize and we don't give ourselves enough credit. हम दूसरों को बहुत lenience देते हैं, it's okay, life
Hmm.
happens. But when it comes to ourselves, we are extremely critical of ourselves to an extent that
Yes.
you might be torturing yourself and you call it, so क्या
I'm
बोलते
okay.
हैं? I'm okay is one thing. When you say, there's a word for it, like you're actually helping yourself. Constructive criticism, I am giving myself a constructive criticism is what you say. Basically you're really putting yourself down and stamping on it because आपको लगता है that is the way out. But really
Hmm.
indulging in self love and giving that importance, giving yourself credit and appreciating yourself, and celebrating every tiny win that happens day in and out, day out, that little things kind of gives you that boost and the confidence to go ahead anytime, be it business, be
Wow.
it.
Wow, that is so amazingly like put up here. And confidence is all about how you feel. At the end, if I
Right.
just summarize, and people are also agreeing, well said, so amazing, that's great. And this is the love that we are showering to the people. So people out here, if you have any question, you are still invited to ask the question, because Ananya is really excited and very fresh and energetic to talk to you about anything and everything, which I feel when I'm talking to her. So Ananya, before going ahead, like before ending this live, would you like to share certain things which on an normal things? क्या 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 कर सकते हो? On an ongoing
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah, so I would like to say just one thing, especially because we're talking about confidence. There is fear. I understand. Yeah,
Yes.
because I will tell you, I was one of those people जो मुझे पढ़ना था पेपर में, फिर भी
हाँ.
इतना शेक कर गई मैं that the paper
Hmm.
tore into two pieces. And it's not a
Hmm.
filming story, it's my own. From there, now I am a certified trainer. I take corporate trainings to a
Hmm.
bunch of 50 plus people at once. So it's been, and does that mean I'm not nervous in front of people? Absolutely, yes. I do have butterflies. Yeah, but this
I
gives
do.
me joy and I know how to deal with it over a period of time. So if I can do it, anybody can do it, whatever is your area. Um, so fears hai, it's instead of shutting it down, feel the fear and do it anyway,
Yes,
because
definitely.
only when you take that one step, so it's just breaking boundaries every single day. Today you take one step, you broke that boundary. Tomorrow, that doesn't mean tomorrow there are no obstacles. There are bigger obstacles, but you take that baby step, you break that. So you are, because they say, nothing ever grows in comfort zone. So you have to
Yes.
put yourself out in an uncomfort zone, because you not just grow in your business, I think you grow as human being. And it's
Human being
beautiful
also.
it's rediscovering yourself. So it's very, very important you do that. There is a question how to overcome the
Yes.
fear of getting rejected.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
important question.
Yeah. Fear of rejection. So again, unfortunately, it goes back to your inner self.
Inner
The
self.
amount of self love and self compassion you have for yourself will help you deal with all these negative emotions, including rejection. Because deep down you feel, so probably you have failed that day. Somebody rejected, of course it's a failure. But you need to start looking it as a situation. In that situation, I failed. You did not fail
Hmm.
as a person. Stop
Right.
associating failure for you as a person. It is that situation you failed. So there is going to be a better situation. So yeah, for example, just because my first training, when I did my first training, I wasn't very nervous, but then फिर भी I did not so good job about it.
Yes. Yes.
Did that give me a reason not to become a trainer for rest of my life? No, I did get
Yeah.
very not so nice feedbacks out loud, because when we do that, we give up
Yeah,
upfront
yeah,
feedback.
it's always
Yeah.
it is happened with everyone out here. That is why people are asking you this question कि ऐसे कुछ मैसेज आ जाए यार जैसा सोचा था तूने किया नहीं.
या
क्या
या
करें उस सिचुएशन
So
में?
any negative situation, especially self-sabotaging, आप ना एक बार उसको उस सिचुएशन से बाहर आके थर्ड पर्सन पर्सपेक्टिव से देखिए आप. If that happened to your sister or somebody, would you still associate कि that person as a failure and or that situation is a failure? Because at this
या
point of time, you are not skilled enough to get there. So why are you
राइट
expecting that kind of result? You will get there one day, but this is look at it as a stepping stone every time you do it. Achha,
यस.
you've gone this closer every single day, which is why there comes a lot of appreciation and self-compassion, I think, is very, very
You
important.
know, when somebody say me na that rejection ho raha hai, how do I do? I always say every rejection आगे में will become a success story. So see it
Absolutely.
that way. If you see it that
Absolutely.
way ना, आपको rejection लगेगा यार एक और कहानी बन गई मेरी तो.
एब्सोल्युटली. तो ना आप हमेशा ये सोचो, जब मैं टेडेक्स में जाऊंगा और जाऊंगी, आई विल
हाँ.
बी कैरिंग दीज स्टोरीज विद मी. Yeah, so you are actually creating a lot of
And
stories in
no,
a power pack
also
show.
when people tell me how do I stand out, मैंने कहा your experience will make you stand out. जो आपके साथ हो रहा है वो आप बताओ, वो stand out करेगा. मेरे
Right.
पास कभी कभी लोग आके बोलते हैं why your content is very different from others, you're not putting that 6 content ideas to do that, this that. I feel like मेरा जो experience है अगर मैं बताऊंगी ना, then you'll understand कि what Neha is या who Neha
Right.
is. So that is
Right.
why it is really important to share your उसके लिए obviously mindful और observant दोनों होना बहुत जरूरी है. That the beautifully that you mentioned. So I think that question has been answered, Subhajit. Thank you so much. Guys, if you have any other question, you can ask. कि लाइफ में सोच रहे कुछ स्टार्ट करने का, नहीं हो पा रहा, वो अंदर से ही नहीं आ रहा, तो आज पूछ लो. शायद मौका है, शनिवार है, सैटरडे है, गेट द होल्ड ऑफ इट. शायद आज आपकी कुछ नई शुरुआत हो सकती है. सो इफ somebody wants to just push themselves, how do we push? If you can answer to that. I just want to do something, but I'm not able to.
Yeah. Just do it. Take that first step. तो
Just do
हम
it.
हमेशा क्या होता है ना, the back end reason देखो आप, push कर सकते हो, but why you're not doing it? If the other person can do it, I might as well do it. But what is stopping you? Mostly it is fear of failure. So you don't
Fear of
want to
failure.
fail, and then prove. आपको लगता है एक तो judgment, people will laugh at me, people think I,
Yeah.
I, I always fail in whatever I do. So वो judgmental factor is a kind of baggage that you carry, which is why we don't do a lot of things that we want to do in life. Yeah, just do it. Give a damn about people, because which is why again, people might say बोलने में बहुत easy है. It's very difficult to do. Which is
It
why
is,
I
it
go
is.
back to your inner image, because अगर if you feel abundant inside about yourself, all these things slowly doesn't matter. लोग क्या कहेंगे? कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे ही ना, लोगों का काम है कहना. But they
लोग
will
कह
do.
रहे हैं मत नो. अगेन there's a positive. लोग कह रहे हैं मतलब आप
Yes.
उनके नोटिस में आ गए हो.
हाँ, कुछ तो आप सही कर रहे हो. Yeah, that's also true. So
Right.
constantly being so I am an eternal optimist. Yeah, I call it, I'm hopelessly optimistic. So if you reach that stage that it really doesn't matter, you fail, it doesn't matter. Tomorrow is another day. Look at every day as a brand new day and dive into it and see what life has to offer. Yeah.
Right. See, we have a lovely comments coming in. Girls are
Thank
great.
you.
I mean, this मतलब सैटरडे आज हमारा बन गया हम दोनों का. आज हम दोनों
Absolutely.
अपने अपने जगह पे एक एक शॉट ले लेंगे और एंजॉय कर लेंगे. Amazing. So would you like to say anything before we apart from this live about this live, about the audience? Anything would you like to say?
No, first of all, I think they have been very nice and generous. One, to show up. Secondly, to share their thoughts. Thank you for all the love. Secondly, there's one thing I really want to tell everybody is, I took a major leap in my career at the age of 28, 29. And the kind of life I'm living, I was a banker earlier. Yeah, and
Wow.
so it was a government job. So um, I really did this because I really wanted to. And if I can do it, I want everybody to look at life as this is one life. So do whatever makes you happy. Choose happiness. Choose yourself no matter what. Rest, I think, will follow.
No.
To everybody who feels I'm not confident, nobody is born with it. Yeah, it's an
And
acquired
as
skill.
and as a marketer, I would like to add, choose whatever you want to do and love to do and see कि वो monetize हो सकता है कि नहीं. क्योंकि
Absolutely.
वो monetize नहीं होगा, तो again you'll get frustrated.
No,
So
I
find a
want to tell.
marketer for yourself.
Absolutely. And also, there's one thing I really want to tell, gone are the days that there are specific career anymore, You can
Mm-hmm.
monetize absolutely anything and everything
Anything.
these days. It's
Yes.
just that, you need to know how to do it and be at it even when nobody is showing up at your doors.
Yes.
Yeah, just be at it because one day things will,
Because people are watching you. They are
right.
just not saying anything. They are watching you. They're sharing your content. It's one day कि hit किया और high ticket sales आपका होने वाला है. You just have to
Absolutely.
stay there.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Some people, after one year, they're like, हम आपको एक साल से follow कर रहे हैं. मैंने कहा कमेंट क्यों नहीं किया कभी? हाँ बस देख रहे थे आपको.
Absolutely. You are talking about DMs. You will not believe. So when I opened my slots for my group coaching program, from last 2, 3 batches, all the people who are joining are people I don't know, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, I didn't even know they were following me." So people watch, people are observant, so they wait for their
Yes.
turn. Yeah. So we
Yes.
need to do whatever we can to do. Leave no stone unturned. Give it your 100%.
Wow, that is really amazing. So I think this is like we're coming to an end, but thank you so much for pouring out that love, that knowledge, that consistently जो आप एक बांध के रख रहे थे समा को बहुत अच्छा लगा. So thank you so much and look forward to collaborate with you further. And yeah, that's it. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for having me, Sneha. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Bye everyone. Thank you.
Bye,
Do
Neha.
follow
Bye.
Ananya. Do
Yeah,
follow
please.
Ananya. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Thank.
you so much.
Bye.
Bye.